Hey world, it's Ben with to come back with another video. Family, I wanted to come back with this video because it's actually a part two to the secrets that narcissists keep. But I wanted to, you know, piggyback that with explaining how you really know when you've healed yourself from narcissistic abuse. How do you know when you know you're actually okay, right? Because I promise you, if it's something that, and especially because some of the family members ask, how do I have such an insight on narcissistic tendencies, or what they call NPD, narcissistic personality disorder? Well, as an empath, you feel everybody's pain, okay? And you understand when others are trying to inflict pain on you. I mean, it's just a sixth sense that you have. Everyone has it, but just everyone can't activate it. It's just one of those things. Just like we all God and we all the devil. And I think once we realize that and accept that, then you can really truly understand what this existence is about and really truly understand who you are. I mean, all we are hypocrites. Every one of us. Anybody with a personality is a hypocrite. Because if you can't say what you want to say, what's on your mind, in every facet of society, whether it's at school, whether it's at work, whether it's at church, if you have things on your mind that you want to say, but you're like, well, I can't say this, or be politically incorrect, or it may hurt somebody's feelings. If you've ever experienced that, or because you got to realize some of us experience on a daily basis. I mean, me myself coming into this consciousness and this awakening, and being able to actually see right through people and their tendencies, good and bad. A lot of times it's kind of like, man, boy, it can come up being a lonely experience, And so I'm doing this video to let you know that even though you've been through, narcissistic abuse, and like I say, I've experienced it, and like I say, they ask me, well, how do I know, where I get the insight? Because I've experienced it, and I've experienced it from a parental standpoint, as growing up with a parent that's a narcissist, and as someone that was involved in a relationship with a narcissist, okay? And it gets to the point, and Rosa, thank you so much for subscribing. She made a great comment. She asked, how do I know so much about narcissism? I must be a narcissist, all right? And like I tell you, what empaths can do is we can mirror everyone or anyone's personality. Because remember, personality is just something that's not real. And so when you feel others' energies, when you know what others are thinking, when you know others' vibes, then it's easy to mirror someone. It's easy to mirror that personality. You did? And so when you've been a victim of narcissism and you're an empath and you're empathic, then you know that the person that's the narcissist isn't only doing this to you, they're doing it to everybody that they've ever been involved with. As a parent, it wasn't just me. It was me, my sisters, my mom. It was, you know what I mean? So it's not just one person. And I think that's the thing, that once you've been experiencing this type of abuse, you tend to think you are the narcissist. Because remember, what narcissists will do, they will call you the narcissist and make you think that you crazy, because you will think you crazy. I mean, I remember growing up as a kid, like I say, my dad was a narcissist, and he is a narcissist, and it's crazy because I'm 50 years old. My dad has never told me he loved me, ever. You dig? And so when you're growing up in that type of environment, it's you feel like, not good enough. All right? And so then you excel at everything it is you do to try to get that, you want that approval. So it makes you become an A student in school. It makes you go out there and shoot hundreds and hundreds of jump shots, and hopefully that one day you get recognized, right? But that day never comes, all right? And so what you do is try to protect your feelings and protect yourself, because the biggest mistake you can ever make with a narcissistic parent is to approach them and ask them or confront them about, the way you feel or about the way they made you feel over those years. That's the worst thing to do, because they're just going to shoot you down. And they're going to make you feel even worse, because remember, that's supply for them. Narcissistic parents don't love their children. They just pawns in the chess game. You dig? And so when you elevate from growing up in a narcissistic household with a parent and you feel inadequate, you don't feel worthy, even though you're an A student, even though you become one of the top 25 players in the nation in basketball and get scholarships and do all these great things, you don't appreciate it. I threw all of that stuff away, all of my All-American, all-district, all that stuff. Man, that stuff didn't mean nothing to me because my dad didn't acknowledge it, so it didn't mean nothing to me, okay? And so you carry that on as an adult, and then you start getting involved in narcissistic relationships. Remember, what narcissists, what they are professionals at, picking out vulnerable people, especially strong, vulnerable people, all right? And this vulnerability stems from that lack of attention that you don't receive, and it's an intrinsic love that you search for, and you tend to get into narcissistic relationships. You dig? And it can be detrimental to your emotional health. Okay, because the worst thing that can happen to me is to grow up in a narcissistic environment with a parent, and then get involved with a narcissist. I've been involved with a couple of narcissists, so it's like. And it's not until you actually start loving yourself and really do the research. Because see, this research, all this information wasn't out there. You just think you're the crazy one, because they make you think you're the crazy one. Okay, and so that's the thing that you have to always try to maintain. Like whether it's from a narcissistic abuse from a parent, or whether it's from narcissistic abuse from a significant other, or narcissistic abuse from a coworker or supervisor at your job. How do you overcome that? Once you overcome that, because it's a long process, but the biggest way you overcome that is by loving yourself first. If you don't love yourself first and deny everything that narcissist has ever made you feel or ever said to you, don't give it any power, it's over. Because see, once you understand that love for yourself, nothing a narcissist can do. It's kind of like kryptonite. It's kind of like a vampire and a cross. Because they see that you've overcome that abuse, and you've overcome the love bombing, you've overcome the devaluing, you've overcome the discarding, because you don't care anymore. Okay, and see, that's where the initiation of healing yourself starts, when you start loving yourself intrinsically. All right, and so all the games are over. You dig? And so to this day, right now, like I say, I have sons, and if you see in my video, you see I love them dearly. I tell them I love them all the time, every day. You did? Because I never had that. But then I had to realize it wasn't me. It was my dad. It wasn't me. You did? So, if you're out there and you had this, like I say, this is how I know about it, because I lived it. I've overcome it. Okay? I felt like many people, I'm thinking, I'm the crazy one. Am I a narcissist? No. Because, see, when everybody feels and love you, but one person don't, that ain't you. Okay? Don't let the gaslighting and let the negative, behaviors towards you affect your inner spirit. Because, see, they can never get that. Remember, narcissists are emotionally bankrupt. All right? And they'll never, ever love you. So don't ever dial that number, because you're going to get a busy signal. Okay? So, family, I just want to come back with a quick video. I like to come back with videos, because actually it's self-help for me. And I know people out there in the world that's done been through these situations. It's self-help for them as well. And like I say, family, thank you for joining me here in the garden. And in the meantime, between time, may the Most High Inside bring you joy. And being with us out of 5,000.